And believe me, these things are almost free of cost, which are available. Most of the softwares which could be used very potentially are freely available. There is something called as Quantum GIS, QGIS. There is something called as Diva GIS, ILWIS. The one generation of Indian scientists, those who are doing remote sensing or done remote sensing, they were trained in Netherlands. They used to go to ITC Netherlands, stay there for say 6 months or a year, and learn a software called ILWIS, Integrated Land Water Information System, and come back to India and train other set of groups. Now this software is freely available and you should be able to download. My experiment with my students tells me that if you know double click, I hope you understand double click. It is not single click of like of Facebook. It is true double click. If you know double click, you can download Quantum GIS from internet. You can spend 2 hours a day, and within 15 days, you should be able to learn GIS data processing. This, if you have no fear for computers and no fear for special knowledge, you should be able to do it. Similar kind of things could be done using ILWIS. GRASS is another very important software, but unfortunately it doesn't have a user interface. It comes with a command prompt, but people do it. Most of the data sets today, Landsat, Sentinel, Spot, those are freely available. If satellite has passed yesterday over your area, and if Landsat or Sentinel has captured it, it is freely available. You can go to USGS website and you should be able to download these data sets. These are openly available, freely available. You should be able to download it, process it, and carry out wonderful research. There are some of the things which are available in Bhuvan, which is at the behest of National Remote Sensing Center. For India, they have uploaded some of the thematic maps, which are land use, land cover maps in different special resolutions. They have DM, and for some select areas, they have other maps also. You should be able to download data sets from there. For some of the parts of the country, they also host AWIFs and List 3 data, which can be downloaded. But we need to be much more generous to make data sets freely and openly available for students and researchers so that they can carry out better research and provide much better things. If you don't believe me, I request you to go to ISRI website and try to look at changematters.com. You'll get to see wonderful things, and which will be a true eye-opener to you all. The best news is now Google has come with something called as Google Earth Engine. You don't need data, you don't need software, you don't need any kind of platform. You just need laptop, computer with internet connection, go to Google Earth Engine, and if you know a bit of programming, so you can always switch over to Python very nicely and do many of the things in Google Earth Engine. This is called, like you must have heard of cloud technology. Nowadays, people talk about cloud GIS. It is as true as cloud technology, where, software as a service, platform as a service, data as a service. People call it DaaS, PaaS, SaaS in computer language. Those services are available, and you should be able to do wonderful, exciting things using space remote sensing data. Not only this, if you use Google Earth in a very judicial manner, and if you understand what you are doing, so you can do something very great kind of understandings what exactly is happening around you. See, this is an area somewhere in Andhra Pradesh in 2011. Same area in 2013. If you toggle between these two areas, here there was nothing. It was jet plain open area. Now you get to see some dots, and these all dots are very systematic. Now, 2017, these dots have blown up. They have become bigger, and 2019, they have become much bigger. So what exactly is happening? In 2011, there was no vegetation. It was jet blank. similar to wasteland or open land or uncultivable land, but there are initiatives of plantation and it is growing. If you meet me in 2021, I will show you much more recent photograph and how this initiative has taken place. I hope you all have heard of CAG. They give you report what has gone wrong in mining, what has gone wrong in 4G 5G and all. They basically are Auditor General, Controller and Auditor General of India. So what they do, they also look at these kind of things. If you claim excess of money that I am doing plantation, watershed management, forest regeneration, or any kind of activity, they do auditing of that. And many a times they also look at these data sets to see what exactly has happened on the ground. So this is how open source platforms could be exploited and could be used in a very systematic manner so that some good knowledge could be generated. I was asked to speak only on forest, so I kept my slides very limited to forest only. But believe me, this science is unfolding many centerfolds of domains like agriculture, climate change, disaster, energy. Nowadays people talk about power GIS, health GIS, urban planning, water. You name the area, and this technology has provision to make a dent there. Again, this is only with you and me that we should use this technology in a systematic manner, scientifically correct manner, so that people are able to actually use it. Otherwise, um, we can always hyperbole and sell it with different kind of ways, but unless it makes any difference to the science which we are doing, or the society which we are responsible to, or the country which we are responsible to, so we'll not be able to make anything very useful. So let me come back to my forest managers again. So what you need a forest resource information system. Why do you need it? So that you can analyze and review based on data sets which are there. So as I said, you have data sets. You need some kind of policy formulation which comes through this kind of analysis. It could also take care of dissemination and use of other information. And then, as I said, it is not only analyzing it, making good maps, making good database, and saying policy could be. It is policy implementation also. And policy implementation needs better analysis, better understanding of this. And once you implement it, it needs regular monitoring and evaluation. For that, again, you need a degree of data sets which can again go to a review. So it is a very cyclic process. You have to come inside the ring. And once you are inside the ring, and if you do these things systematically, you can do a very good forest management using geospatial tools, geoinformatics or geomatics. Let me tell you some of the steps which are needed for effective forest management. Earlier, I told you the rules. Now I am telling you the steps. Carry out the inventory of existing situation. Looking at any kind of data set which is available, whether it is Landsat, Sentinel, IRS data sets, Google Earth Engine, or Google Images, you try, always looking at those data sets, compile those data sets, generate information based on what exactly is there. These all things feed into much bigger picture of national policy or national inventories and all. We here, in JNU, I am also looking after a school, special center for disaster management, in addition to my primary school, School of Environmental Sciences. Therein, we try training students for neighborhood mapping. Using such type of tools, they try to map the neighborhood and link it with disaster. You as a forester should be able to do it the forest. And once you have done that, then you plan very carefully, both short-term and long-term developments. What criteria could be there, what indicators could be there, what kind of target should I make for next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and how to assess cost and available resources. And each of the faculty member in forestry departments, horticulture department, sh- should and can do this along with students. You get to see wonderful, people who are doing BSc forestry. They are excellent. They are very good. And once that is done, then you start implementation and development. It could be invest in people, invest in tool, invest in products and services. So if you can do these three steps, all agriculture colleges or forestry colleges or departments, inventorize, process it, and implement it. If those kind of things could be done, you can actually contribute to effective forest management. And these three simple baby steps should be started and could be done very nicely if you all are interested in. Because word is changing. We were always taught, people are cutting forest and forest is going. When I started reading about Himalayas, people had said that if same thing will happen, maybe entire Himalayas will go away. It's not happening. There are very good people who are taking care of resources without getting noticed. See this is a Pratapgarh forest division of Rajasthan. See this picture and this picture. The whole range of change, which is positive change, which has taken place. It is not that photograph is taken in different season, that is the reason it is coming. Like, you see the canopies, those which have come here, which were altogether totally missing, and because of that water has also come. This is what many people here and there are doing. This is from some other part of the world, wherein people have tried rejuvenating the forest. This is from distal globe, wherein forest resource has rejuvenated. Not only this, the area just next to us from India and Nepal, if you try comparing this kind of positive change has taken place. We all need to document such kind of changes. And these kind of changes could be documented not by national initiatives and all. These could be done by people like you and me, those who are in small colleges, small institutions and all, with group of wonderful students, motivated students, and we should try documenting and reporting this. And these all tools, data sets, are freely and openly available. So let us see what is there tomorrow. Let us not regret what was not there in past. So times are changing, institutions are changing, country is changing, world is changing. We all have to take benefit of this changing times and do the best for best of the capacity building and knowledge generation.